Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Good afternoon or good evening, YouTube. Welcome to the Toon Review, where it is the Burnley 1, Newcastle 2, the review, and, well, an absolutely crazy day of Premier League football, it has to be said, in which has seen Manchester City come from 2-0 down to win the Premier League title 3-2. Liverpool, well, struggled to get past Wolves at the end. They won 3-1, but an incredible game. And at the other end, bizarre. Leeds United winning 2-1 at Brentford, who finished the match with 9 men. We beat Burnley 2-1. Burnley go down. Leeds United stay up. Thank you very much to all the Leeds United fans who sent me some very nice messages regarding how many pints they plan to buy me next time Leeds play Newcastle. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. But I do want to start with the scenes at the Etihad after the game. Danielle, once again, we see a player being attacked. It's clear for all to see. Sky Sports News have put it out on Twitter. The video which sees Olsen, the Villa keeper, literally being assaulted at least 4 times walking off that pitch, hitting the face. It's a disgrace.
Totally disgusting. And again, I don't know what's happened over the last few months, but all of a sudden, it's like people have just forgotten what's acceptable. Why I understand being so jubilant because you've won the league and it's all very lovely and nice, but what comes across your mind to smack a player? Why is that even happening? I think there's going to have to be some changes coming in, because, and I don't want fences going up. I don't think health and safety would allow it, but something has to change because somebody's going to get really, really hurt.
Billy, I guess you've seen it as well. I mean, the lack of any police presence was what surprises me, because obviously they knew what was going to happen. You can't tell me that they didn't know that if Man City won the league, something like that would happen. Where is the police presence? Because the stewards, once again, as we saw at Everton, were just completely outnumbered completely.
Yeah, they're powerless to do anything about it. It's not their job anyway. It's a policing job. I mean, let's be honest. It was obvious it was going to happen. Because if they'd won the league, it happened. If they didn't win the league, Lord knows what had happened. We'd have had the same thing, but maybe worse. Yeah. So the fact there was minimal police there, I know we haven't got enough police in this country. Maybe that's got something to do with it. We've got a shortage of police.
Yeah, good show.
And also the cost of it. It's a massive cost to have these police. And in the 80s, when we had a shortage of police, we had specials, didn't we? We had part-time police people come in and patrol the grounds. I don't know where we go from here with it, but something has to be done.
Yeah.
If the FA came down on it on Everton last week, maybe that would have stopped it this week.
Well, you would have thought.
There's got to be some kind of punishment for the clubs, and the only way that's going to stop the fans doing it is maybe take points off them, because money isn't going to worry them. Yeah,
it'll be the points, definitely. Terry Cook, thanks for your $8.99 super chat. This was sent in before the show even started. What a brilliant end to an incredible season. Great job from Paul and the gang for bringing us incredible shows. Can't wait for next season. Now, we do have word on Joelinton from Mr. Ryder at the Evening Chronicle. Joelinton has not suffered a break, but leaves the ground on crutches as a precaution. Newcastle said it's a deep laceration of the right foot for Joelinton. A few weeks of rest after a great season should be fine for pre-season. That's good news, Alex, but I'm hearing that it was down to the bone.
Yeah, that's they were straight in with that tape, weren't they? Very, very quickly. That's it's not something. I mean, I've done something similar to my knee before, where I could see my knee, and it's yeah, not fun. But he's a big strong boy. Sat there chatting to Bruno and stuff, and he was trying to sort of sit up and communicate with the medical staff, and they were like, no, you lay there, you chill, you're coming off. And we really missed him. He played 11 minutes. 1 out of 2 aerial duels in 11 minutes, which presumably he would have gone on to be part of a lot more in the game if he'd have been on. So the game was a lot different without him, but I'm sure we'll get into that.
I think it's time that football boot manufacturers stopped manufacturing slippers and went back to football boots like we used to wear.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and the shin pads being like little pencil
the shin pads are like little plasters, aren't they? They're ridiculous. Danielle, I made a point of this during the commentary and said that I was very disappointed with the way Burnley, their tactics first half. I mean, I didn't quite understand. They were a team who are battling against relegation. They're a team who were in serious trouble, and all they wanted to do was snap our legs. It just didn't make any sense.
It was dirty. The second half was dirty. I was worried I know Trippier went down with an injury or a knock. Thankfully got back up, and it was just a matter of time before somebody got hurt. It's just a dirty Burnley. Like, I felt for them at the start of the game. Now, as soon as I started playing like that, I thought, really,
I did as well.
Like, are you really going to go down that road?
Yeah.
But didn't get what they wanted, did they? So they'll be playing Sunderland next season.
The little runt, Ashley Barnes, up to his usual old tricks.
Who was it with Saint that scrubbed his head when he walked off?
He was the one. I think it was the one who gave.
Collins was the one who handballed it.
Yeah, it was Nathan Collins.
He should have been booked for that. That was disgraceful.
Yeah. Rolly Renner, thank you very much for your £10 super chat, my friend. Really kind. Thanks for the great commentary, Paul. I found your channel during the transfer window, and I'm hooked. Thanks to all the gang. I'm looking forward to your transfer shows. Thanks very much, Rolly. Really appreciate that, buddy. Dan says Eddie has to go down in folklore already with Bobby and King, Kev and Rafa with his 20-odd games. Truly legendary status right here. He's done a fantastic job. While we're on it, I mean, this is the league table when Eddie Howe took over. I mean, 19th place, 5 points out of 5 draws. We'd lost the other 6. We looked absolutely helpless. And now, end of the season, that is it.
Fantastic.
I mean,
14 points ahead of Burnley when they were 3 ahead in the previous
absolutely,
picture.
Yeah. I mean, Billy, just incredible.
You can't really find the words to describe how unbelievable the job is. Not one of us would have predicted at the point he took over that we'd finish 11th in the table. I was conservatively saying, as long as I was saying 15th all season, I never once, up until that point, thought we were going to finish 15th, honestly. I kept saying it because I had to keep saying it, but I didn't believe it. To finish 11th is an absolutely unbelievable job, and one that's never been repeated before. It's the first time anyone's ever lost, not winning the first 14 games and not got relegated.
Yeah,
I think it's the 5th time it's happened, and all the 4 teams have been relegated. So, absolutely phenomenal. And the style in which he's done it also is something that you wouldn't have thought possible either. Fantastic, absolutely. The man's a genius.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got everybody playing and everybody playing to his way. Alex, there's a lineup today. Were you surprised with anything at the starting lineup?
No, that was very, very sensible. I expected him to try and put out a strong team. I thought it was a good chance to give Trippier minutes. And there wasn't a lot of option for him apart from Wood, who wasn't apparently fully fit. There wasn't a lot to do. I mean, we've got Shah, he's not trained at all and is still on sort of precautionary warnings and is on the bench. It just shows how thin we are. I mean, Shelvey and Willock being out makes that depth just. What depth? We don't have a midfielder. We brought Murphy on because we don't have a midfielder.
Yeah,
that's how poor that is. And then I'm not even. I really tried. I mean, Ryan put 4-2-4. It was that at times, but I couldn't even figure out what the game plan was at that point. I think it was
Same.
bits of Miggy and Murphy improvising. Murphy looked like he was a right midfielder at times. Wood came on to try and give us what Joelinton had obviously we'd lost with him going off. It was weird. They were trying their best, and bless them, you can only do so much when you've just not got the players. And Murphy was poor, but I don't really blame him. What was he supposed to do? It was such an unbalanced 11 we had out as soon as Joelinton came off, and we still managed to win. So fair due to the lads,
I think where we finished is truly remarkable for me. You look at 11th, and someone put in the comments there, did anyone think at Christmas that we could finish 11th?
No.
I don't think anybody did, not even anybody on here. I think at best, Danielle, we needed to avoid relegation. That was high on our list, and then we're finishing today thinking, wow, we could have got 10th. I think it was Brighton, obviously their win crippled that for us. But listen, 11th for me is just incredible from where we've come from.
Absolutely. I thought it was going to come down to the last game if we hadn't already gone down. But talking about Christmas time, that's what I was thinking. And then thankfully, January just changed everything for us. Eddie Howe changed everything for us. Our owners changed everything for us. And thank God. I just, I can't. I was just going slightly off topic. I was just thinking earlier about Burnley and the situation that they're in terms of the debt that they're in now, that they've been relegated, having to pay 60 million back. How on earth was their takeover allowed to happen? How on earth did that pass the owners and directors test? But yet our takeover took 18 months to go through. Just appalling.
It is.
The
You're
Premier
right.
League have got to really look at themselves, because Burnley are going to struggle. The parachute payment will go on either the debt, or they're going to have to clear out their players.
Yeah, they got taken over and we're immediately in debt. I don't understand how that
They've got
works.
7 expiring contracts as well, so that squad's going to get gutted.
In terms of our takeover and what changed everything for us, their takeover has now ended them in quite serious trouble now because they've been relegated.
But you know what it is? The Premier League will wash the hands of it, because while they were in the Premier League, the debt was okay. But now they're out of it, it's not the Premier League's problem.
It's not their problem, exactly. Which is absolutely typical of them. Andy says, what a final day of the season, watching you and Jeff Stelling at the same time. Nuts, man. Tom says, wonder if we'll see any articles about Man City's title win being tainted by them being owned by a Middle Eastern sovereign wealth fund from a country with dubious human rights records.
I think not.
I think not. It'd be interesting to see if anything's made of the, what happened after the game with the pitch invasion, because I'm guaranteed if that was Newcastle United, it would be absolutely all over the place by now. But, it seems to be all right these days for fans to jump on the pitch and abuse people and get away with it. But, it makes me think, if that was Newcastle United, I still don't think, even if we won the league, I think we wouldn't have a pitch invasion like that. People would want to celebrate in the right way. I just can't. I could never see something like that happening. Icelander 74, thank you very much for your 55 Swedish krona. Really kind, thank you. Get in. What an end to an unbelievable season. Can't wait for next one. And thank you all for all the great work you do. Keep up the good work. Thanks, buddy. James says, thanks for great coverage all the season to all the Toon Review staff, including mods. Been great to see. Lee says, the Maxi Wood subs gave Burnley so much more confidence. Wood came on, and that seemed to coincide with our downfall in the game, where we just came off the gas when Wood came on, Alex.
Yeah, well, I mean, the changes had to be made. It was the right sub, arguably. Maxi, although he got the assist and he had the shot, there was too much going to be coming at us for him to be on the pitch. Without Joelinton, Target wasn't going to be able to give him the support required to function. I love Maxi, but he wasn't. He didn't have the right setup to do much today, and he still managed to grab an assist, so well done for that. But even the times he was on the ball or he was tasked with defensive duties, he was quite poor with that today. A couple of times he noticed a run and he followed it late. I think he got really shaken by Joelinton going off. He wasn't sure what to do. Hence why he did actually look a little bit better in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Presumably he'd had a bit of instruction. Joe's not on the pitch anymore. We need to do this, this. And he got an assist. So well done. But without a midfield tank, we did look really leaky down that side, and Maxi had to come off. So I can't say it was the wrong thing. I think it was the right thing to do. Wood's just not very good up front, and not very good as a attacking midfielder either. He's just, and it's his own team. His own old team. He didn't really make much of an impact.
He's shit. Bottom line. End of story.
He wasn't good enough today, and he's not been good enough in 90% of the matches, to be fair.
Lamtron, thank you very much for $19.99 super chat. Really kind again. Thanks for all the coverage this year. Games, transfers, everything. I live in the USA now, but you guys keep me up to speed. Peter Furbank, thank you for your £4.49 super chat. Paul, will your channel slow down now the season has ended? I hope not. No.
Oh, no.
No. Listen, we are here all through the summer. Don't you worry about that.
Although I do have to make one point, Paul.
Yes.
I thought we were all going on an all expenses paid holiday.
Who said that?
There was a discussion in the group chat that we're all going on an all expenses holiday, and you were paying for it. Is that not true?
Well, absolutely not true, because I know nothing of that.
Julie.
She's quizzing. Tim Gill, thanks for your €10. Really kind, mate. Thank you. It's discovering your channel this season has been as delightful as the rebirth of Newcastle United in the second half of the season. The commentaries have been excellent, better than German Sky Sports. Well, thank you very much, Tim. And long may that your viewing continue. Exactly. And yes, it punishes the fans who don't go on the pitch, but they need to know they will suffer as a result of their actions. Terrible fans. I mean, they're probably not even for Manchester. Shocking, sure. Yeah, I mean, listen, half of them probably aren't Man City fans who ran on the pitch. They're just tourists again. We know what happens with those guys. Just to get the phones out and say we're on the pitch. Pathetic, really. And I think Billy's right. It's got to come down to points, not money at the end of the day. Because if you find Man City, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Just like if you find Newcastle United now, it doesn't matter. Those sort of things are irrelevant. But points will hurt. Points will hurt badly. And I think that's got to be done. So, yeah, Man City and Everton start on minus 20 points next season for me. Simple as that. Yeah. Michael says, good evening, guys. What a season. Paul Sales is in. Good evening to you, Paul. Starting next season, if there are pitch invasions, clubs should, at a minimum, be made to play a few following games without their own fans. Again, I see where you're going from with that, Richard, but again, we're going about the punishment, and, I don't think that punishes them enough. I really genuinely don't. I think that we've got to be stronger and do it through points. Do it through the points, hurt them with points, start them at a minus, and they're going to have to really perform. Man City start on minus points next season. They're up against the wall already, but it's their own frigging fault for letting absolute, well, whatever you can say, the scum of society run up to an opposition player numerous times, hitting them in the face. It's and not on.
And the Stewart out as well.
Exactly.
Was on the floor
I think if that happens, and they start taking points, then fans will police their own fans.
They have to. Yeah, exactly. Scrappy result. I feel for Burnley. Would have liked to see Leeds go down. All the players need more protection after Vieira. Now this being back in the 80s. I'd like to know why you wanted Burnley to stay up ahead of Leeds. Leeds. I think similar to what we've been through with a terrible owner. They've had an awful time of it. Got back into the Premier League and I'm happy they're staying up. Burnley, for me, after watching them today, they're not a footballing side. They just hoof the ball. That's all they do. They can't pass it around. They just punt the ball up. They just try and leave the foot into all the opposition. They're just disgusting. I was really surprised at how Burnley played today and happy that they went down. Just their own fault. Now we think, who did we sign? If we think about who do we sign if we think about this realistically? Well, more of that to come in future shows. Ken says, I've just read a post from a supposedly Toon fan that we should replace Eddie with the Dortmund manager. All I can say, it must be one hell of a total Doylem. Yes. Ken, if you get in touch with him, tell him to take his face for a shite, please.
Yes.
Absolute, utter lunacy. Absolute, utter lunacy. After what that man has done for us this season, how can anybody possibly say that they want to replace him? It's just bollocks.
Give him his
Absolute
extension.
bollocks.
Give him his extension. He deserves it.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
mean,
think.
Billy, how obviously he's in talks for an extension. How long do you think they offer him?
I think I'll give him improved wages, and I think I'll give him 3 years.
3 years, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you could be right. I think 3 years is a decent. Alex, what do you think?
I wouldn't extend it 3 years, but I would make sure he's got job security. I'd make sure his contract is always at 3 years total, and give him a salary increase. Because football can change. Even though we love him right now, you know, who's to say in 2 years' time he doesn't lose the dressing room or things get stale? We've seen how it is in clubs where they run perfectly. I hope that doesn't happen, and he seems very...
Yeah, we do. Hello, Old Trafford.
Hey!
He does seem very switched on, and like he would try and avoid that, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to go handing out 6 and
3 years from now is
anything
what I
over
meant.
5 is ridiculous.
No, they're not going to give him the likes of a Pardew contract and things like that. But
3 years from now,
it's nice to see you positive anyway, Alex. After a tough day, the Grim Reaper sitting in the house here. Stupid dog. Julie says, at Paul and at Billy, thank you for the watch-alongs. It's been a lot of fun and busy. Here's to next season. Thank you very much. Yeah, we had 1,000 watching today, which was incredible.
Amazing.
Really, really incredible. Dean says, we withstood huge pressure from Burnley. Felt scared when Trippier was on the floor.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, he was gripping his foot, wasn't he? And that was terrifying. Ricard Anderson, thank you for your 100 Swedish krona. Very kind again, thank you. If Howe doesn't get Manager of the Year, I will go to Stockholm and make sure he gets a Nobel Prize. Category is irrelevant. Absolutely. Ian McKenna, thank you for, I think that's a renewed membership. And thank you to everybody that's renewed memberships lately. There's been a few of them when we haven't been on air. So thank you to everybody for doing that. Were you worried, Alex, when Trippier was grabbing his foot?
Yeah, I was. Obviously, we've got Kraft. We did have Kraft on the bench, but it was a funny game for Trippier anyway. I mean, he was our game plan. He had more touches than anybody with 74 touches, 20 more than the centre backs. He had a lot more than Bruno as well. And he looked a bit... He didn't look fully... Not fit, that's the wrong word, but he didn't look completely on it with his free kick deliveries, with his long balls. Got 2 out of 7 today. But he was still acres above a lot of people in terms of quality. He's still incredible. But he didn't look like... we'd seen previously when he was fit. Obviously, he was scoring some ridiculous free kick goals. So I don't know. I wouldn't have even minded Kraft being on the pitch at that point, either or, because we didn't get to see much from Trippier creatively, just because of how the game was going. It was just so stop-start, getting battered. I don't think it mattered who our right back was offensively at least in the final half an hour. It didn't make much of a difference. But yeah, he did all right.
All right, made trips to there. I thought he did okay. I know what you mean. He just
considering he was the focal point, though, we needed a bit more.
It's like a matches, isn't it? That's all it is. Yeah. Louis, thank you for your £5 super chat, my man. Really kind. Thank you. Thanks for all the great content this season. Onwards and upwards, and target for Europe next season. Indeed. Get yourself on the forum on Tuesday night, Louis. It'd be good to see you back on there. Thomas says, I like the Burnley fans, but truly I want Leeds in the Premier League 100 times more than Burnley. Eddie also deserves Manager of the Season. Yes, he does. He has to for me. He has to. Thank you for a great season on the Toon Review. Best show on YouTube. Looking forward to next season and the summer transfer window. Keep up the good work. Cheers, trolls, and thank you for all your support as well. Tom says, of course, Burnley were dirty. They are. They were originally a rugby club, and you can tell. I do feel sorry for Burnley fans, though. Now against them, and all we know how shit it is to go down. Ryan says, if the season started against Brentford at home, would be 6th in the league.
Exactly.
I mean, when you do look at the league table, Billy, it's incredible, isn't it, to see where, and even the form table this year, I think it had us about 3rd.
Since January, yeah, this calendar year, we're 3rd, I think, beyond Liverpool, Man City, I believe. might be someone else, can't remember. But still, the transformation has been astonishing, and not all of it's been down to signings. I mean, we were showing signs of recovery before that. I thought that the signings came and added to that, and obviously enhanced us. But it's not just the signings; it's the style we've been playing. We've not been hoofing it like we used to with the previous dickhead manager. We're now playing football with some kind of entertainment involved in it, and that's all down to the manager and his coaching staff. It's been fantastic.
Chippers, thank you very much for your £10 super chat, buddy. Superb, mate.
Thanks, Chippers.
Just want to say thank you for a fantastic coverage over the season and appreciate you letting me on the fans forum this season. How are the lads? Really kind. Thank you, Chippers. Danielle,
Yes.
Mr. Almiron, we may as well have a chat about him. I didn't think he did too bad today. I'm
No,
not
he was
going to say he
okay.
was poor, but that goal, that chance before Wilson's goal where he should have just squared it across, that is where he's lacking a bit up there in football for me, because it was for me, it's a straightforward goal.
I agree with you. I couldn't believe it. So he's got to put that away. He's got to for me. But I think, I don't know, does he stay or does he go? Go on, Billy. Normally you break into song at that point. But
Should
no,
I
I
stay
don't
or
know.
should I go?
Exactly. Is it Trippier or Ronaldo? Isn't that the
Something
right
like
words?
that.
Anyway, I don't know if he's going to stay or not, but if he does, I think Eddie will be working on him. I think he's got growth. He has to have some more growth next season if he is going to stay with the black and white shirt. But yeah, I couldn't believe we missed that. I mean, come on, Miggy. It's your bread and butter.
Yep. Alex?
Yeah, Miggy was really 50-50 for me today. I love he's got a little bit of extra energy in his presses in the last few matches. They're terrified when he's charging them down. It was really solid, 28 out of 29 passes. But again, I agree. He's just in the little dinky build-up with Bruno, Maxi, Wilson. He's not on the same page a lot of the time. He's overhits things, or he's not quite there. He's nearly there, but he's just not quite there. It's similar with Murphy with his finishing. They're both nearly good enough.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
a shame. They're just missing a little bit from their game to potentially make them, viable going forward for us. But he was all right, but he was all right. That was it.
Yeah. Up the A1. Thank you for your £10 super chat. Very kind. Fourth attempt to do a super chat. So something wrong at our end. Hopefully you get this. We did. Thank you. Guys, keep it up through the summer and be great to get to a few games next season. Girls are still in awe seeing you. Oh, bless them. It was lovely seeing them as well. And Geordie Metal, thank you for your £20 super chat.
Wow.
Just to thank you for all the laughs and fun you've given us this year.
I feel quite sad. Do you
And
guys?
it's kind of like, I said that just before the comedy was just.
We'll be all right. We'll have pre-season games before you know it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, we'll be going on because it's going to be a very exciting summer, whatever. The shows will keep coming, guys. Don't you worry about that. But like, it's sort of onwards and upwards without a shadow of a
It's
doubt.
the
this
excitement
season.
that makes it sad, though, isn't it? Because we saw previous seasons were like, oh, thank God for that, it's over. Like we've got a couple of months of, hassle-free weekends where we're not going to be in a bad mood all weekend because of Steve Bruce. But now it's like we can't wait to get going, can we?
Well, the pre-season should be a lot better than they normally are because we don't have a summer tournament. So normally when you've got a summer tournament, it's all your squad players and youth players playing those friendly matches. But now we'll have our best players potentially playing most
to be
of the
fair,
pre-season.
we had our best players available last pre-season, and look how that went.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly, York City. Let's not even go there. Long time ago. Peter, good evening, buddy. Glad we end the season with a win. Really buzzing for next season. It just can't come quick enough. And as for Burnley sacking Sean Dyche, it has really come back to bite them in the arse.
Well said, PD.
Absolutely. I still couldn't get over that sacking. I really couldn't. But listen, I'm going to shock everybody here.
Oh, God, brace yourselves.
My man of the match today, Sean Longstaff.
Couldn't agree more.
Couldn't agree, no?
He was superb today. And listen, I don't know what it was, but the last two games, he was all
Stepped
over the
up,
pitch
hasn't
again
he?
today. He was all over the pitch today, and his passing was better. Yeah, he still gives the ball away a couple of times, but so did everybody on the bloody pitch. But listen, the way he commanded the midfield today more than Bruno did, in my opinion. And, that's nothing against Bruno. That's just to say how well I thought Sean Longstaff played. And, every time he got the ball, he was sensible with it. And, for me, I have to say that because I've given him absolute hammer over the weeks. Absolute hammer. We all have. But for me, he stepped up today, Danielle.
He did. Absolutely did. And maybe... I just think I don't know Sean Longstaff. Like I agree with you today. We're definitely my man of the match too. Does he sign the contract? Does he not? Has he already? Who knows? Nobody really knows what's going on there. But if he does sign, he needs to. If he gets on, I mean, there's so many variables, isn't there, next season? Because if we bring in someone like Buchetta, then can you see Longstaff getting in the start 11? For me, no, but he'd be a good squad player to keep. So, I mean, he stepped up. But what more can you say about Sean? Because 3 games ago, I was done with him. Didn't want to see him in a black and white shirt. So,
yep. Yeah. Lawrence, good evening. He says, "Evening, everyone. Think this has been a season to remember from having to watch Bruce Ball in games behind closed doors to full crowds, having ambition again, and 11th." After our first half of the season. Yeah, brilliant. Without a doubt. Alex, your thoughts on Sean Longstaff today?
I wouldn't say he was the man of the match. I was very impressed with
the man in his dark cloak speaks again.
I have him in my top 3. He was brilliant. I was impressed because there are bits of his game that have been extremely lacking that were better today. Sneaky little reverse passes. Little run-ons. He had a little. There was a couple of times where he switched off with his awareness, but there was a bit more today in terms of. It wasn't just his. We know that when he switched on, he can do lots of pressures. He can do really they look dirty, but they're really, really well timed tackles. We know he's rough. We already know he can do that bit, but today he showed us a little bit different, which is what we've talked about in other shows. Can he, Can he turn up other parts of his game? And there were glimpses of that. 100% there were against Arsenal as well. So, he is 24. Obviously, it's helping that he's training with more quality around him day in, day out now. And that the awareness for that cheeky little reverse pass, I don't think he plays that 6 months ago. I think he's just learning a lot, probably on the training pitch as well. This is where you've got to give some of the players a benefit of the doubt and time. I don't think he was as effective or as good as Bruno or Target were for us necessarily. I thought they did a lot more for us, but Longstaff was very good. Well, I mean, Bruno for me with his 4 tackles, they were tackles at important parts of the game to give us respite. They were very clever tackles. He robbed the ball and gave us tons of time. They were, I wouldn't say he was better than them, but he was very good. He's in my top 3. He was brilliant.
Caitlin and Nick, thank you for your £5 super chat. As it's the last time this season, we have loved watching you this year and can't wait to watch you lot next season. How are the lads? Great work, the Toon Review team. Thank you very much, but we're not going anywhere. We'll be on throughout the summer. People are saying goodbye to us. No, don't. We will be here. Don't
we're not ready.
On us. Listen, I know what you mean, Alex, right? I understand what you're saying about Bruno and about Target, right? But where I'm sort of looking at this from is where Sean was even only a few weeks ago to the performance today. That's why I'm giving him man of the match. He might not.
But that's the same as praising Burn because he's good for a big man. I'm not gonna give Sean credit because he's good. For Sean, he did all right. I'm not gonna.
No. I genuinely think he was our man of the match today. And yeah, Bruno's quality, we all know that. But I believe Sean Longstaff was our man of the match. Billy,
I think he had to do a lot because Joelinton was off.
But
after 11 minutes, he changed his position because he was playing as an offensive midfielder, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Arsenal. Yeah. As soon as Joelinton went off, he had to drop back a little bit, and I thought he dealt with that really well. To be honest. Like you say, I thought he was everywhere, and I thought rarely gave the ball away, as far as I could see. Was always up with play, didn't look slow, looked very energetic, and I thought he had a very good game today. as good as he was against Arsenal. I thought he was excellent there too.
Yeah.
It's similar to Willock, though. Willock also needs Joelinton on the pitch with him. They need, because they're not as good in aerials and there's certain things that they can't do, both of them. I know they're different players, but both of them play better when Joelinton's on the pitch. And Joelinton is not as good as Bruno or some other players, but it's just that destroyer element and breaking play up. It allows Sean and Willock to both do a bit more. Yeah, Joelinton is. It made me realise, even though he's missing things technically, he's so important for how we play. So important. It just changed the whole day.
Okay. Royce says, I read everyone. Great end of the season. Today's result was professional and respectable. Burnley weren't good enough and deserved the drop. Bring on the summer transfer window. Seattle Geordie, thank you for your $10 super chat. Really kind. Hi all. Would have been on sooner, but was wiping my ass with barbed wire. Just want to say thank you, Paul, Stato, Danielle, Dipsy, and Billy, and all the Toon Review mods. Really great. Thank you, buddy. And £5 for Majestic Pillow as well. Thank you very much for your kindness. Love watching you all season. Excited for our summer and who wants to come. And what's to come. Credit to you for all your top content. Thanks, bud. Can't wait for the years to come. We're going to be at the top of the table in a couple of years. I think you're right. Barney says, I love this channel and I cannot believe it's the first time we will not be in a relegation fight in 14 plus years. Onwards and upwards, my old man would be dancing his head off. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking before? You know, when Richard Masters was stood there, right? Like a bellend that he is. I was thinking, can you imagine when we win the Premier League and he's going to have to stand there with all the medals and stuff? It's going to choke him, isn't it? Like, he'll probably leave.
Oh, God. He probably
will leave.
Do it.
I'll predict he'll leave. He'll leave if it looks apparent we're going to win the league.
Yeah. Or he'll have some sort of, monkey disease or something like that. He'll refuse to.
Richard Keys pox.
Richard Keys pox, yeah. Hairy pox or something like that. Paul says, holla from Durham City. Hey, my neck of the woods. Jimmy says, you bought Wood the weekend Burnley, job done. Maybe so. But listen, he's shit. Kraft instead of Murphy push trips to midfield, in my opinion. I thought that's what was going to happen, actually, when Joelinton went off. I had a feeling maybe that he'd push Trippier further forward and bring Emil Kraft on, but obviously...
I'd have done that as well, but it's a very football manager thing to do, but...
Yeah. Interesting. Andy Barr, thank you for your $8.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you to you and all at the Toon Review for the shows this season. Thank you very much, mate. Sunderland promoted from Division 3. Yeah, you would have thought it was Champions League. And I love the way they're bantering us at the minute, Danielle. I mean, what have you got to say about that? You know, the Sunderland fans are all like, oh, we're coming for you, we're coming for you.
Put it this way, I'm not looking forward to work tomorrow because my boss is a Mackham, so I'm not looking forward to it. However, I do have to say, as much as it pains us in my very soul to say it, I'm kind of happy for them in a way because,
I'm sorry, what?
Let it finish. So, I just think it's better for North East football. I just think it's better to have them further up near us. When I say near, I still mean miles away though. Let them stay in the Championship for like the next 10 years if they don't get relegated again next season. But
we're still 33 places above them in the pyramid, so they're a lot.
I watched it. I was gutted. I was hoping for a miracle. It didn't happen. It just fell for them on the day. But they'll bottle it again next season.
I was in London, so I saw some.
I know.
Yeah, lots of red and white and people in fountains.
Oh, I hope you had your
There was a lot. They only go in the fountains for once. It's their yearly bath. So they have to go at some point, don't they? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, think of all the women that were shaving in it over the weekend because they don't get to have proper water. So they're like, shaving their asses and everything in there.
They were causing mayhem in London.
Well,
by all accounts, Nelson's column asked for his other wife to be poked out.
But they kept all in the underground. They kept all doing that thing where you get to the top of the escalators and then they just stop because they don't know where they're going. Then everybody in the escalators is like,
yeah, that's because they all, Alex, that's because they all live underground. They only come up. They're like little moles. Just pop their heads up now and again. Think, oh fuck, where are we? What's that sun sign? I don't know. You know.
Yeah. But the Londoners were all confused. They were like, why can I hear
Oh, they'll
Geordie
never
accent?
say. Yeah,
It's
well,
like,
exactly.
It's not Geordie. It's not.
It is not a Geordie accent.
It was
It's
very
these keys,
frustrating.
these keys. Twats. Great live commentary, Paul. I would be surprised if Wood is even in the squad next season. Not sure what on earth he is doing when he's on the pitch. Here's to next season. Yeah, look, he's going to be a squad player. He's got 2 years left on his contract, so he will be here next year. I've got no doubt about that, but he should be nowhere near a starting 11. Absolutely. Wayne says, Leeds fan here. Thank you, Newcastle. A proper club like ourselves, guys. Exactly.
Well done, Wayne.
Wayne. Yeah, really pleased Leeds are staying up. Paul and the Toon review coverage of summer window is going to be amazing.
It's going to be class, mind. Class.
Yeah. Early start next season because of the Winter World Cup.
1st of August.
I didn't realise, Billy, that there's some Nations League games going on as well.
In the summer, yeah, ball accounts, yeah. So we're not going to have that much of a starvation of football, let's be honest.
No, you've got the
It'll
ladies.
fly over like that, man. They're back on the 1st of July, aren't they? So
The
Ladies
Euros.
European Championship as well, and then all sorts happening. Absolutely.
And plus, all the money's being spent. Woohoo! So bring them in. Can't wait, me. I'm buzzing.
Oh, I know. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Winnie Win says the UK government says, oh, here we go on politics. We're staying away. We're staying away. Julie says, defo fully paid all-inclusive holiday, Danielle.
See?
I don't ever recall that conversation, actually. So, you know. Stiff Gator says, what the hell happens with the Premier League and the World Cup being in winter? It's going to be weird as hell. It is going to be very strange, but listen, I think the Premier League finishes a week before the World Cup starts and starts again
Boxing Day or something?
on Boxing Day. So
the World Cup finals a week and a bit before Christmas Day.
Yeah. So there's going to be hardly any break between the Premier League. The Premier League stops, World Cup starts, World Cup ends, Premier League starts. It's just football all the way through. Mental. James says the answer is simple: 5 to 10 point deduction. Oh dear, I do.
Keep me up.
Jeez, it's been a long day.
Bless
GRG says this is the first season in years that I've been gutted about the season ending.
Same.
Almiron has been brilliant at the end of the season.
Yes, we are, Alex. Yes,
we could have caught them up if we were going to get going.
I would love that, you know.
Almiron has been brilliant at the end of the season. He's had some decent games, but you know, he's not long term. I really don't think he is. Really looking forward to your shows over the next couple of months discussing our signings. Emmett says, thanks for a great year. Let's get Paqueta and Henson in the door soon. Hard to believe it's the same season we had Ashley and Bruce. Like, what a second after the season under Howe. Listen, we'll talk about that when we do our end of season review, because we've got the end of season review to do. Then we've got the end of season awards, which should be great. I think that's going to be next Friday night, by the way, around about 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys are watching that. Alex, are you asleep?
I got notes.
No, I thought you'd nodded off, mate. I just,
wouldn't have blamed him, to be fair. He's had a long day.
Long day. Lauren says, don't mind Burnley, but preferred Leeds to stay up, especially after Dice was sacked.
Exactly.
Do you think, Billy, that the Burnley fans are in a bit of a, I know that the new manager he took over and he got them some points, definitely. But do you think when the Burnley fans are back home now and they're thinking about the season that's just been, do you think they'll all agree that sacking Dice was wrong?
I think you have to. I mean, they've been in the Premier League, is it 6 seasons, 5 seasons? And each of those occasions, Sean Dyche has managed to pull them out the fire and keep them up. Yeah. I don't see why this season would have been any different, and I'm amazed they pulled the trigger so soon. Obviously, they're new owners and haven't looked at history, because to me, it just seems an absolute mental decision to do that. Absolutely.
Paul, did Stato say he was going to shave the beard if we stayed up?
I said we were going to stay up early December, and there is an article that we will have a look at the end of season. Shall I? Yeah, I was always said we were going to stay up, so that was never on the line.
There was one point you did say you'd shave your beard, and I can't remember what it was for.
I can't.
I'm sure somebody will remember.
We're going to have to go back and look at previous shows. Actually, I've watched the video of him getting attacked. City fan after City fan hitting him in the head, attacking the security guards around him as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Scumbags.
David says 100% agree, Paul. Points deduction will set a strong message. Games without fans punishes the wrong people. The ones doing it won't care. Indeed. Even Paul Sale says thugs, and he's head of them. Almiron is getting more confident. He's doing the simple things really well. His pass to ASM for the second goal was easy, but still well done. What about the pass?
But the pass that should have come to Callum Wilson before that it was even easier, and it didn't come.
Yeah. Don't forget Jason Tyndall, Bethnal Green's finest. Indeed.
Absolutely.
I mean, he does. Eddie puts a lot of trust in Jason Tyndall. It's clear to see they've got a really strong bond. Danielle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dream team, aren't they? They're like brothers, and you can see it. Like, and I don't think he gets enough credit, Jason Tyndall, for what he's done, because obviously Eddie's the face, if you like. But obviously Jason's done a fantastic job, and long may it continue. I think they're a great team.
Thank you, Lewis, for your £1.79. I will say minus 25 points for City and Everton. Hell, why not?
Especially Everton.
Well, give Everton minus 50, minus 25.
Just give Everton minus 10 and do it now. Makes fair, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Actually, minus 5 will do it. Just give them an easy.
We'd have to do a special live for that one, Paul.
They do deserve it.
Listen, I do it would be like Naked Attraction, Toon Review.
Oh my God.
Bloody hell.
I mean, if anybody's interested in why they actually need that, they have announced like triple over the losses they're allowed to for the FFP 3-year rolling period. And beyond that, that's with declaring £170 million losses for COVID write-off. Bearing in mind, we wrote off 40 and we're a similar size ground, similar size sort of, so that is a massive disparity. So they're over FFP, and that probably needs double checking by somebody, because that's a bit
actually
odd.
Alex, our ground capacity is a lot bigger than theirs, and so our loss should have been more than that, really, than theirs.
Well, yeah, you'd think, wouldn't
you?
Do you see West Ham as a problem signing? I take it means Lingard. I no idea. Absolutely no idea.
Or Lingard, but I don't know who Lingham is.
No.
Be Lingard.
Trull said, I would wait till next season before I sign a new contract with Howe, not because he is bad, but want to see him in a whole season first. Well,
fair enough.
Yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm. Lingard's coming to West Ham, apparently, says Jimmy. Would love target Henderson, Paqueta, Botman, and Darwin Núñez in the summer. Also give Eddie a 3-year contract. Ken says, Dun Paul, I think his face now going for a shit. I hope he has the skeets. Hey!
And to the West Ham fan as well, you can't afford to give Rice the contract you've offered him and give Lingard 150k and a signing on fee. You're not doing both. Just so you know that. That's not going to happen. It's one or the other. So as long as Hammer fans understand that.
Alex, can I just ask what you ate on the plane?
I'm going to go with a rare steak.
It's just there's a lot of chatter among sort of Villa. It's generally Villa and West Ham, and Arsenal to a level, just sort of forgetting about us in conversation in regards to transfers and next year's table. It's like, have you seen what we've just done? Like, it's weird. They're oblivious to where we're going, and it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Howe's been very impressive with the media. Every Saudi question seems like a trap. Yeah,
it is a trap.
I think he's briefed before. I think he's trained up on these questions. The owners will have sat him down and told him what to say or how to say it, etc., and just not to mention anything.
He's very savvy. I just think the questions shouldn't be aimed at Eddie Howe anyway, but obviously they're going to be, because he's the only one that'll come and face it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the most athletic manager we've ever had.
Yeah.
Even Keegan and certain managers to a degree got a bit emotional at times. Well, we know, we're well aware of that, but Howe's very calm. I'm yet to see him lose his nerve in a press conference or
doesn't flinch, does he?
No.
Zishan Ahmed, thank you for your $8.99 super chat. Again, very kind. Just wanted to say thank you to the Toon Review family. You guys have been brilliant and entertaining. Looking forward to more shows in the summer and roll on next season. Thanks, buddy. This is the next phase of Eddie's career. He's earned being in this position. Ed seems to be a very big Almiron fan. Almiron is getting more confident. He's doing the simple things really well. His pass to ASM for the second goal was easy. Listen, how long's Almiron been here now? Right? You can't say he's getting more confident now. He's been here longer than bloody Joelinton has.
Does he not mean that he's like deboost? He's getting deboost. Is that what he means?
Listen, I've always thought that he's not quite what we need. Listen, he may be playing well, but he's just not. He's not there for me anyway. Burnley game highlighted our weakness in depth. I can see some deadwood leaving in the summer, but some faces will stay squad depth. Was that the last we've seen of Richie, Alex?
Potentially, yeah. There were a lot of fate, more than people think. There are a lot more faces. I think Lascelles is potentially just showing himself up as well, despite having a very strong defensive performance.
I thought he played well today.
Defensive, well, I guess we'll talk about
his
big
passing
Jam
out
Jam.
was shit, but we've said that for all along. He's dreadful passing the ball out. I don't have any faith in him at all. Defensively wise, I thought he was good.
But
that's not good enough for where we want to go.
We missed Shah so much today, because Dan Burn is a good ball-playing defender, but he's a very different ball-playing defender to what Cher is. He can play short passes under pressure. He's calm, cool, but he's not very good at that. Take a step, ping a really like Shah's got a very specific way of being a ball-playing defender. Burn doesn't play the same way. And both of them today, Burn got 1 out of 7 long balls. Lascelles got 1 out of 7 long balls. Lascelles was the 63% pass accuracy today. He's a Burnley centre-back. He did very well. He got 6 clears. He put himself about. He's a good football player, but for what we need, he just doesn't fit how the team's trying to play and how they're going to play. We can't have Burn and Shah being ball-playing centre-backs, and then our first depth just can't do the job. We need whoever is the replacement to one of those two. We need them to be able to do the job as well. Otherwise, what's the point? We can't, because the onus was pushed so much onto Trippier, and he was a little bit rusty in places with his set pieces, and it just wasn't happening. And then we lost Big Joe as well. But Lascelles, I do like him, and he's improved a lot, and and he's been very, very good despite how poor he was before Christmas.
But for where we want to be, he's not there.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Todd Fischel over there in the States, thank you very much for your $10 super chat, my friend. He says, I really hope we sign Weston McKennie. He's a good player, Weston McKennie, actually. He plays for Juve, I think, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Holla, says Mark and Danny, excellent finish to the season. If Eddie doesn't get manager of the year, how about a special Toon Review lifelong membership? Well, I'm sure he'd be delighted with that.
Buzzing.
Carl says the ref was dross. Billy, your thoughts on Mr. Pawson's performance today?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought he should have given the penalty immediately. I didn't think it was that bad. Honestly, didn't.
Billy,
he let a lot go. But...
Billy, that first half, they should have had at least 4 yellow cards, mate, surely.
Yeah, he was lenient at times, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen worse. Let's put it that way. I've seen worse.
But it was eight fouls Burnley, 9 fouls us. So 17 fouls in the game, 1 yellow card in the whole match. And a pen.
There should have been more than that. And he should have given the pen immediately because it was blatant penalty you've never seen it. I've seen worse. I'll be honest with you, I've seen worse refereeing performances. I have, honestly. That isn't a guarantee that he was good.
He watched the handball, 4 times before he made his decision?
I mean,
but how many times do you want to see him?
Listen, I knew that was handball watching it live.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, what Collins was thinking of, I do not know. And the fact that he didn't even get booked for it.
I
know they got rid of double jeopardy, but surely you need a booking for that because it was deliberate. He punched it like.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
Yep, just a crazy decision. But I thought Maxi got his shirt ripped, and he still got he didn't even get a free kick for that.
No,
bloody Nora. Abdul says, if Wilson's back, I'm so confident he gets Newcastle big fans NUFC from Indonesia.
Brilliant.
So I take it what he means is I'm happy Wilson's back. I'm so happy he scored from Indonesia. Yeah, I'll just sort of
That's about
at least Burnley, Norwich and Watford guaranteed 6 points against the unwashed next season.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. Frank took Everton from 16th to 16th. Not sure what all the hype is about towards him.
I was swerved a bullet there. Like, absolutely. I mean, again, what a good job what owners have done in terms of bringing in Eddie Howe, because they could have gone for Lampard, they could have gone for Gerrard. I mean, Gerrard's slightly better than Lampard, of course, but we could have ended up with that. And then God knows where we'd be. Imagine.
Absolutely. Ian from Toon Trader says, my Tommy was buzzing to get your shout out the other day, Paul, and loved meeting the legend that is Alex in real life, as I did also. What a way to sign out at St James's Park. Looking forward to coming on soon. Yeah, you will be, matey. Don't worry about that. I'll be in touch very soon and sort that out. Ian says, holy shit, apparently I did sub months ago. Yeah, you did. So there you go. If Wilson was injury free, he would get 20 goals a season. It's such a shame, though, Danielle, because he is absolutely, he's such a handful for everybody. And that pace, it's just such a shame that we don't trust those hamstrings.
No. And I think when he came back, we realised what we've missed and what he brings to our side and our team, and what a difference it's been in the short period of time since he's been back. I don't know how we've managed to get through in terms of scoring goals, but we have, thank God. But we need somebody to come in and kind of support Callum, because he isn't going to be able to do a full season, I don't think. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully, it goes a bit longer than next season, but I can't see him going a full season without something wrong with his hamstrings, bless him.
Yeah.
You got to be honest, though. His hamstrings haven't gone for how long? He wasn't out with his hamstrings the last injury, was he?
Exactly. There's somebody posted something about his appearance rate, and his appearances. He was actually starting to get over 30 appearances a season until it all started under Bruce. I'm purely because most of it's soft tissue injuries, and it's not through tackles. I think it's purely through the fitness and the overuse and not being managed properly.
Yeah, bringing him back too soon.
Yeah, I think soft tissue injury wise, I think he'll be fine next season. Unless he gets clattered, then nobody can plan for that. But
no.
Gary Moore, thank you for your £5 super chat. Really kind, my man. We lost the main man early, but still came through on top. Who'd have thought Joe from Linton would be the main man at the beginning of the season? Well, nobody thought he was going to end up Newcastle's player of the season.
Definitely not me.
John Sinclair did.
Well, yeah, John Sinclair did. Joe Toon, thank you for your £5 super chat as well. Congratulations on the success of the channel. Your hard work is paying off. Brilliant content all season. How are the Toon? Thank you, Joe. Really, really kind, mate. And Daniel Zimmerman, we have now he keeps tricking me up where this is from. 5 Swiss francs. Thanks, Billy. I'm glad. Yeah. Dementia's setting in with me, so unfortunately I can't remember. Should have made top 10, but 49 points is amazing. Any news about Big Joe's injury? Yeah, it's a laceration and quite a deep one, so he's probably got a few stitches in there tonight. And it'll be throbbing like a prostitute's vagina. But listen, he'll be fine.
It's a family show.
Well, it is, yeah, but you know what I mean. Listen, he'll be fit for the start of the preseason, and that's what counts. We need him there. Behave. Billy, behave yourself.
I'm laughing at the comment. I'm not thinking anything.
No, of course not. Julie J says, love Miggy, but not sure he's good enough for where we're going now. Terrace says, very proud of you guys at the Toon Review. You've given us hope with excellent content when everyone else was telling us we were doomed. Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really kind of you. Miggy is a grafter, but that isn't going to be enough to stay in this team. The bar for quality is going to raise every window. Paul Sale says, thank you for what you've done for all of us. We really had a great time and nice meeting you all too. Thanks, buddy. Ian says, my missus loves Danielle as well, by the way. She says you're mint.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Danielle, you keep mint like how. She's also a raving alcoholic.
Not true.
Andrew says, evening everyone. Fantastic second half of the season, onwards and upwards. Howe done brilliant right signings Howe has done brilliant right signings in the summer. Good start. We can challenge for Europe. Love the content. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Andrew. fantastic performance by the Toon. We had no right to gatecrash Burnley's party. Burnley's party? I don't think they've ever had a party in Burnley. Jesus Christ.
Nah.
Susan, I really don't know what you're talking about here. She knows all about the windmill. Evening,
All right,
Susan.
enough.
Hey!
That's great.
Ah, dear. Howe's obviously sees something in Longstaff behind closed doors before he wants him to stay. He's only young too. Dubravka was my man of the matches, Dan. I'm not sure Dubravka had all that to do. I mean, listen, the saves he made were very comfortable saves, to be honest.
Yeah, they were very flashy camera saves.
Yeah, I mean, the one from Ashley Barnes in the second half, the offside flag went up anyway at the end of the day after that huge rigmarole. I mean,
he gets a lot of air on his saves, regardless of the difficulty, doesn't he?
He's a class keeper. He's a class keeper, though. So.
Oh, he did brilliantly.
Injured again today, wasn't he? He had a little bit of an injury scare again. I can't be with you about that.
Yeah, he did well. No doubt about that. Over 800 views, but only 100. Howie, people, hit that thumbs up button. It's free to do, so it doesn't take much effort. Just click the bloody button. Robbie says, great show, guys and lass. To match a great year. Hopefully get a few games next season when we are pushing for Europe. How are the lads? Wilson scored 2. He's my man of the match. A nice pass from ASM. Don't forget you're short of homegrown players, says Jimmy. I mean, how does that affect us at the minute, Alex?
We're fine at the moment. It's the quotas aren't that bad. We just can't go as bonkers as certain people have suggested with just clearing out masses of players and bringing all foreign players in. We literally can't do that. The tricky bit is registering players outside of the EU and stuff. That's where caps get slightly funnier. But we're fine. We've got a lot of players. We've got a few players 23 and under who are we're not in too much of a bad situation. It's so we don't have to keep everybody, but
congratulations to York City. They were promoted to the 5th tier today. Obviously start the season very well with beating us. Wiggles, thank you very much for your £5 super sticker. Really appreciate that, my friend. Andy says, do you not think today's performance was after the Lord Mayor's show? I think we all expected that to be like that. But listen, one thing we've done here is we've won the game. Now, in previous times, we would have lost. Do you think, in all honesty, that Steve Bruce would have sent out that team today with the sort of passion that we still played at?
No. I would have been surprised I would have been actually surprised if he was in the dugout and not on a plane to Portugal, because that's where he normally was when the going got tough.
Plane to Portugal or literally giving the kebab a blowjob. It doesn't matter. He's somewhere. Barry Lang, thank you very much for your £10 super chat. I'd miss you guys if you weren't back until the new season. You're my buddies now, and I look into other Newcastle YouTubers, but I never fail to see the Toon Review live or recorded. Brilliant content. Thanks, Barry. We'll be on all summer, matey. Don't worry. Joelinton, thanks for your £5 super chat. Kraft needs some credit for his performance and says how came in. Absolutely.
Of course
Absolutely. Zishan, thank you for another $8.99 super chat. He says, guys, just wanted to say when we signed Bruno, I didn't know how good he would be, but Trippier knew. He said on the True Geordie podcast that Bruno is quality. It's the way he said it that gave me confidence. Yeah, well, he knows his players, does Trippier, I guess. Maybe we're sad because we'll never have another season like this. We'll have brilliant seasons, but they won't be like this one. Well, yeah, I know what you're saying, Dave, about the obviously the takeover, etc. But listen, if we win something, it's going to a different stratosphere. When? Sorry, Billy, I do apologise. Yes, when we win, either any cup, the league, anything in Europe. Listen, you'll not be able to get out of St. James's Park because the party will just be all over the place. You cannot. I mean, me and Michael Marsden laugh now when we come out the ground and walk past the players' entrance and think, if we actually win something, there's no way we're getting out of here. Literally for 3 weeks. We may as well just make sure everyone has food and water and a couple of tents and a couple of sleeping bags because the party will go on for weeks. There is no doubt about it. You what, Alex?
water. I'm sure Bruno will be able to turn water into Nuki Brown probably at this point.
Absolutely.
So bloody magic.
Absolutely.
Defo.
Dan Burn has to be in the next England squad, says Carl. I don't think that's going to happen.
Target does.
Well, yeah, but Target does, because I don't think we are that talented.
Target
back,
is
to be honest,
incredible. He's gone up even another level in my estimation today. He was so good. He's the only player apart from obviously people who were just crazy high quality like Bruno. Target is one of the few who know how to play like the Burnley way, but know how to play in a better way with pressing and possession. So he's gone from trying 17 crosses against Arsenal last week in a high press possession team to today. He had tried one cross, but he changed it up with his off the line clearances, being in the right place. Even though he lost his wide side cover in Joelinton, he was brilliant. Absolutely incredible. The lad is so intelligent, and he's able to go. He's able to play in different ways and going for, like if we sign like Lodi, for example, from Atletico, incredible player. Does he make that goal line clearance? Absolutely not, because Target knows the Premier League. And
well, that's what I said during commentary, Alex. So Target realised he had the actual nous to step back and think, right, if a shot comes in, at least I can cover. And he did that because Dubravka wasn't getting to that. That was going in the top corner. There's no doubt in my eyes.
I'd love a Brazilian or a fancy left back, but I just think Target's so good. So good. I think
he'll be in the next England squad. He will be in the next, because he's no longer a Newcastle United player, is he?
He's just steady Eddie all the way.
He's an Aston Villa player again now, so he's bound to get picked, isn't he?
Well, not till June, Billy. Let's just 1st of June. he's still us till the end of May. Turf Moorhouse TV, good evening, matey. Obviously you feeling a bit shit tonight. Gutted to get relegated today, but you guys played a blinder. I've just been to Tesco to restock because I'm raging, upset but proud. I mean, what is it? The fact that obviously you're upset because you were relegated, but were you disappointed with the way you played today? Because I didn't understand your tactics in the first half, because why didn't you play like you did in the last 20 minutes with all that urgency? You may well have got something out of the game. That's what surprised me the most, was the lack of initiative that Burnley showed in the first half. And then they really put us under the cosh. Very strange. Be interesting. Northumberland Geordie, thank you for your £10 super chat. Evening all. Just like to thank you for all your efforts throughout the season. Long may it continue. Thank you very much. Todd, another $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Matt Target reminds me of Paul Scholes. He is not flashy and a great, tidy player.
Better tackler.
He's a better tackler, and his balls don't fall out when he tackles. So, yeah, in many different ways. Oh, you can't make Alex smile. You can't make him laugh tonight, can you? He's just not in the mood. He's just like, get me off this fecking show and want some sleep.
No, I'm just tired. I'm very happy, and I'm got lots of fun notes in front of me. I'm just a bit tired.
You need to go and do some maths, Alex. That will make you happy again. Go and do some arithmetic. George says, need to see more quality from Longstaff next season. Graham says, thank you, Eddie Howe and current owners, for making me look forward to next season. I never felt that way under Fat Mike. Nobody felt that way under Fat Mike. Thomas says, Turf Moorhouse TV, you go smash it down there and we'll see you next year. Yeah, I think Burnley will be back. I've got
sure?
no
I'm
illusion.
Scared for Burnley. They got 7 out of contract.
It's the financial situation that I'd be worried about. Yes. I understand that.
Nick Pope, something like
all the
Cornet,
players that are
Nick
worth,
Pope.
The players that are worth something are kind of out of contracts and not getting anything for them, are they?
They need to be very careful with recruitment, or they could be one of these that do a double drop. They need to be very careful.
It also depends on who the manager's going to be. I think that's a massive appointment for Burnley in the summer. I really do. Turf Moorhouse TV says, cheers, mate. Hopefully be back up next year, whoever the gaffer is. I think that's a huge
At least it won't be Steve Bruce. So there you go. You'll be all right.
That's one. Listen, I mean, who would be the ideal man to go in at Burnley? Sean Dyche. He's out of work.
He'll never go back there.
In the Burnley fans' defence and stuff, like there's been a lot of talk that the Burnley players were a bit bored and it was a bit stale in the dressing room. It's not just to defend the owners to a degree if you can. Like it wasn't just kicking Sean Dyche out. There was a lot of was more to it. So I've heard from certain people who like Burnley. I don't think it was quite as clear cut as that.
Yeah, but they've been in that situation every year they've been up, Alex. I mean, and he's got them out of it every time.
Well, yeah, but that's why the players were they were like, well, we're just doing because they'd started with Dwight McNeil and Cornet. They'd started with a bit of pace, a bit of dribbling.
Yeah.
They'd sort of started to turn a bit of a corner. But I don't know why the players weren't happy, because I liked how they play. Like they lost 1-0 to Liverpool earlier on in the season narrowly, and I analysed that game and I was really impressed. And that was Dyche's game plan.
But look,
apparently the players weren't happy. So
I think the manager got it wrong today because of the tactics
absolutely.
that he put. Because it was proved. Because when Burnley started to play a bit of football in the latter half of the second half, when they put us under pressure. They started passing it around, they started getting a few crosses in, etc., and they put us under the cosh. Why they didn't do that from the off, when they knew the situation they were in, all they had to do was win. And I know I'm saying all they had to do was win, but if they'd started off like that, who's to say that in the second half we would have still been as amazingly 100% committed into tackles and stuff like that?
They let us fix it, didn't they? They let us make the maxi sub and plug the holes and try. They let us try and fix it.
Mind you, when Maxi went off and Wood came on, we were down to 10 men.
Yeah.
But they were ridiculously passive for the first hour.
Yeah.
In a game they had to win.
Yeah,
I was amazed by it.
You saw that when the camera would go onto the fans, and the fans are sort of doing this and saying, "Come on, what's the matter with you?" There was no fire. Cesare says, when we have two on the panel disagreeing on who the man of the match is, it just shows how far we've improved as a team. Absolutely, exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Nelly at 11K says Mrs. Toon Review. We are near 11K. Yes, it's incredible. Is there any update on Joelinton? I heard he had a serious gash in his ankle. Yeah, it's a deep cut, but he will be okay. There's no break, thank God. Graham Walker says, thanks for your assistance, guys. Marching on together, Leeds United. Well done. I gather, I would think there's a massive party going on in Leeds at the minute, because for them to stay up was massive. And let's not forget, a big shout out to Leeds manager Jesse Marsh, by the way. Came in, taking over Bielsa under a dark cloud, it has to be said, because of the way the Leeds fans felt about Bielsa. But he's done it. He's kept them up, and that deserves a lot of credit. Now, where he goes next season, it's going to be interesting to see what he does in the summer with Leeds United and what his philosophies will be, and seeing where he can take that team, who he can attract to the club. But that's something exciting, I guess, for the Leeds fans now. But something different to Bielsa.
He seems to get it, doesn't he? He seems to get the club. The emotion he showed at the end of the day.
Yeah. I like the way he talks. I do. Yeah.
Is it because he's American or because he gets it?
Why would it be because he's Alex?
Seriously, man. They're a lot more when you hear him talking to pundits or in press conferences. He goes in. He's not as blunt, and he's he's far more open and goes into lots of detail, player details and emotion. He tells he literally just says everything, and that's not typically how we operate. Obviously, Americans are a bit more open as a culture. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll reserve my judgment on that. I'm not sure if it feels like he gets it, because it might be that sort of doubling up with it. It might just be because
you are playing a lot of devil's advocate tonight, aren't you? You're in that position tonight where you think, right, I'm back in Poland. I'm miles away from Paul. I'll argue with everything he says tonight.
I think the jury's out on him. I really do, because let's not forget that Calvin Phillips and Bamford and Rafinha their spine came back in. They weren't injured anymore. He got the spine back, and he dropped the man-mark press.
Well, Bamford wasn't, mate. Bamford's been out a long time, but was fit for this game and then got COVID.
I know. How unlucky can you get?
He's had a rotten run, Bamford. So
it's difficult to know how much was Jesse Marsh and how much wasn't. So,
yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the summer and see what his philosophies are, because it's a test for him, isn't it? So, and especially trying to attract players. Are they going to come and play for him, and will they get Leeds United?
They might be able to hang on to like Phillips and stuff now. Seems like Rafinha's probably gone, but they can hang on to some spine now, which is positive.
Chris Wood's available. Take Chris Wood back to Leeds United, and he will get you at least one goal next season.
We'll pay you.
Yes, absolutely.
And Gale, we can have a support striker.
Yeah. have Gale as well.
Why not?
Leonardo says, after a number of years not really getting into football, you guys and, of course, the Toon have revitalized my football passion. I can't wait for the summer and what NUFC can achieve. Rock on the Toon review. Thanks very much, buddy. Graham says, I turned 52 on King Kevin's Day during my lifetime. The Toon have won nothing to me. I now believe we'll win something during my lifetime. That's, yeah, I'm there. I'm right with you. You know, this is an opportunity for Newcastle to win something, to become a top team and to actually, you know, give us something to cheer about. You know, it's been incredible. Ryan, thanks for your $2 over there in Canada, matey. Really kind, buddy. Pray for the rivals. The Premier League is not ready for NUFC. I love all the fighting talk. There was a lot of fighting talk in the chat before kickoff today. And everybody was like on raw meat, which
that's what I'm here
Alex
for.
has clearly
I'm
been
loving
eating.
it.
Yeah. Tom says, why? The Mackhams are still a division behind us. Why are we bothered? Well, I'm not bothered. I'm really not bothered.
I'm looking
because
forward
it gets thrown in
to.
my face every day at work.
I'm looking forward to coming down and having an argument to the Jimmy Hill statue again. I've got to be honest. That happened last time they were here.
That's true.
A man had an argument with the Jimmy Hill statue.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Because Coventry City are Sunderland's second most hated club after the Toon, of course.
Yes. Sunderland would be in the Championship for years before they get anywhere near the Premier League. They were way off top two of their division, never mind constantly winning in the Championship. Absolutely. And they're not exactly made of money. I mean, God, you know, their owner's just out of kindergarten, for God's sake. You know what I mean? I know he's got rich parents and that, but listen, it all depends on who you can. If you can't sign players next season, you're going right back down. You finished 5th in League One. Just remember that. League One, you finished 5th. Not in the top two. You had to get through the playoffs. You know, but you guys like going through the playoffs because you get your yearly bath in Trafalgar Square. That's all, you know, fine. Shave your legs and all that shit. But, you know, you're going to be down there a while.
I hope that's all shaving.
Oh, God.
We'll not go there, Billy. I have a lot of friends and family that are Mackhams. Was pleased for them. Julie, come on. Half my family's bloody Mackhams, and I'm not pleased for them at all.
I had family that was there for Bishop Auckland yesterday.
Yeah. My mother was walking around my house in the Sunderland top, not happy. You know, and then when they scored, I'm not kidding. I thought someone was being murdered, and I was expecting the Rozzers to turn up outside my house. So I went out. I just couldn't bear it anymore.
Don't blame you. How I went out and all.
Yeah. Bob says, can I just say on reflection, from losing a Toon Review family member, COVID, the takeover, Bruce Ball, to finishing on a high, I would like to just say thank you all very much for being able to share this with the Toon Review. Thanks, Bob. And of course, we lost one of our own in Dave earlier this year. And I think he'd be incredibly proud as to where this team is now. You know, it was very, very sad when he left us, very much a shock. But listen, to finish 11th and to see where the club could go in the summer, you know, he'd be looking down proud as punch, and still a massive miss. He always will be. But listen, he's watching down on us, and he'd be proud of the channel as well.
No
Sorry,
tears
Danielle.
today.
No, well, hey, you know, Danielle, you cry when you see a bird fly past the window, so it's fine. We're used to that.
I know.
Jimbo says, Paul, thank you. I love your content, and Leeds stay up, indeed. And I did say on me commentary today, I was openly honest and said I want Leeds to stay up, and it bloody happened. So there you go. Dean says, I'm pleased for Sunderland. Ideally, they get promoted so we can get some derby. What's the matter with people tonight?
Nah,
what is wrong with you?
Not for me. Not for me.
You're talking about bloody Sunderland, man. Trafalgar Square's closed for a week while it gets fumigated, says Tom.
Nice one, Tom.
Yeah, someone's got to go in with a huge hoover, hoovering up all those hairs, Billy. All those hairs.
Jubilee next week, they better be quick.
Absolutely, it is, yeah. Hey, it's a bank holiday Thursday and Friday, isn't it, this week?
Next Thursday and Friday.
So not this coming Thursday and Friday, the week
no,
after?
No, it's a week after, yeah.
All right, okay. I'm getting mixed up. Jesus. Adam says, Richie getting the last couple of minutes, it must have been a farewell.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't see him after the game. I didn't see any of the players. I mean, I knew they went over to thank the fans, etc. But it would have been interesting seeing some of their faces and how the were reacting to the crowd. You know what I mean? So very, very, somber, I guess. Some of them will already know that they're on the way. I have no doubt about that. But I think Matt Ritchie will end up back at Bournemouth. I genuinely do. And I think he'll do a job there.
What he did today, he was on, apart from the extra time, he was on for a minute. 3 touches, 1 out of 2 passes. He managed to get an interception. Didn't do a lot, but he's done a lot for us in the past. So
he's been a good servant.
Yes. He has, without a doubt. Caitlin, driver in my shop was saying Sunderland need a new trophy cabinet as theirs is full. My response was that all they won was a coffee cup. I'm sure they could fit that in. Listen, playoff trophies. I mean, who gives a shit? Honestly.
No one.
I could smell the dirty mackers from where I live in central London, says Peter.
Some of them will probably try and take it down cash converters tomorrow.
I could smell them from Coventry when we were in London, to be fair.
Dear me. Oh, never mind. Right, let's do the player ratings. Thomas is strange, Paul. Everyone else in the crew heard it. No, they didn't. I did not say I would take anybody on holiday.
There's actually a photo as well. I don't know if you've seen it. Hang on, when I get it.
No, there's no photo, Danielle.
No. There is.
No.
There is.
No.
Oh, I can't see it. Doesn't matter.
Oh, what a shame. I'll just have to delete it before I even read it.
It's Club Med, by the way. Club Med.
Club Med? What the hell's Club Med?
18 to 30.
Why, nah? Go on,
Can you imagine us on holiday?
18 to 30. I'll tell you something now, right? If we did have a Toon review trip somewhere, it would be like an old folks trip. Getting out the bus with our frigging Zimmer frames and all that.
When's the bingo starting?
I need bingo numbers. Let's get to bar, get bingo numbers on. Get panting man, and away we go. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. Chipper says apparently London has now had a domestic bomb dropped on it after all the rules down the OAD visited. Yeah. Actually, Lawrence came up with a good point before, saying there'll be less international breaks next season, obviously, because of the World Cup in the winter. Yes. Adam says, my mate is a Leeds fan and said if we beat Burnley and Leeds stay up, he will buy a Toon top. So I messaged him saying Castoria will have a deal on. I believe they did, actually. They sent an email out straight after the game. Yeah, yes, they did. Stu Boys looking forward to buying the next Newcastle United strips. Now the FCB is history. Yeah. Listen, the more I see the green and white one, the more I want to buy it. But Castoria, Dan Burnside, please.
There we go. I was going to say.
There you go. That's all I'm saying on it. Mental Yorkie says, thank you, Newcastle. You've shown real fire today and helped Leeds. Listen, I think Leeds should be proud of Newcastle as well, by the way. I'm proud of the way they played as well. But the fact that we put our full-strength team out and we went for it today, we didn't just sit back and take it and let Burnley win the game. Are we keeping you up, Alex?
Oh, Ben's tired.
Sorry, guys. I was up at 6 and I'm an hour ahead here as well.
That's a good point. I think Leeds will be really pleased because we could have just said, right, we're playing a few kids here and there and give them some Premier League experience, but we didn't. Russ says, congratulations on what turned out to be a decent season for Newcastle, and many thanks from a Leeds fan. See you next season, marching on together. Yeah, we will see you next season, and well done, mate, for staying up. Mental Yorkie would die for Leeds. Well, we'd die for Newcastle, just to see.
I would.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Hang on. Susan says, we were going to get a song with a guitar by Alex. Now, I do remember that one.
I mean, it's currently being
in
shipped.
transit.
As you can see, it's not there, so...
Yeah, look at him. I bet he's pointing saying it's not there when it's probably on the floor beside him, so he can think... He can
definitely not.
He's back now, and he'll be able to play a nice little lullaby to his partner before she goes to sleep tonight after being away for so long. By the way, how did she react when you walked in and said "Hello, love," and then put the football on straight away?
Oh, I had more time than I thought. It was actually 5 o'clock kickoff here, so I actually had an hour and a half, so it was fine. So I could say hello to the dog, and it was fine.
I notice how he says I said hello to the dog before he says I said hello to my partner. I mean, Yeah, nice.
Well,
Alex.
that was after, of course.
Indeed.
Had some food.
Oh, it was afterwards, was it? You see,
Wow.
Comment.
he's going a bit red there. Look, yeah, we. Anyway, moving on. Chris Thompson, Leeds fan, of course. He says, now then, Paul and crew, I'm emotionally a wreck. Came to Milton Keynes to watch the game with my son. What a ride we had today. Thanks, Geordies. You played Burnley in the perfect spirit of the game. Indeed, that's what it was. The spirit of football, without a shadow of a doubt. Got another $10 super chat from Keith Dites over in the States. Thank you very much, my friend. Looking forward to the summer. It should be exciting for us. Absolutely. Right. It is player ratings times, guys. Who are we going to start with tonight? Alex. Martin Dubravka.
I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay.
Pretty standard. Couple of good saves, couple of easier saves.
Yeah.
Distribution wasn't as impressive today. 6 out of 27 long balls. Fair enough. He didn't have Joe to aim for, or would. So he normally has a bit more to aim for. And people weren't holding on to things. Miggy was awful with his duels. I think he won one duel, and Maxi won 0 out of 6 duels. So there wasn't a lot for him to try and hit. And we didn't get any miscommunications today with the back four, which was nice. And he wasn't incredible, but he was solid, and it's nice to not have to talk about flapping and things. So he can have a 7. He did a good job.
Okay. Susan says a scene out of Benidorm with our mobility scooters racing around the pool. Oh dear me, Gordon Bennett.
Love it.
Mr. K says, Alex, get the guitar out. You're exactly like David Brent. Oh,
Wow.
dear God. Derek says, at least the Mackems had a bath on Saturday. Yep. Rune Priest says, Leeds fan here. Thank you, guys. Always like the tune. See you next season. Thanks, mate. Right, Danny, you get Mr. Trippier.
I'm giving him an 8.
Right.
I mean, obviously, in my heart, I give him a 10.
Of course, yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to give him an 8 because I think he
Right.
did good. I think, obviously, he's still not back to the Trippier that we know and love. But hi, and last game of the season, I'll take it. I think a word for Kraft as well. You know, it's not. I think he's done fantastic when Trippier's been off, and
Absolutely.
you know, I think he's done a great job, and he's really worked on his game. And Eddie and the coaching staff have obviously worked really well with him. I think Kraft stays next season as well. I think we've got no reason to bring anyone else in for that position.
Yep. Fine. I'll get Matt Target, and I'll give Matty Target a 9. I thought he was brilliant today. Nullified pretty much everything that came down his way. Yes, Burnley got a few crosses in, but if you look where the crosses came from, they were right back sort of outside the penalty area way. And to be honest, Dubravka dealt with most of them.
He only had one aerial duel really and he won it.
Yeah. So there you go. So I'll give him a 9. Billy, Dan Burn.
Thought it just gave his usual run of the mill 8 out of 10 performance for me. But it was solid. It was a game that suited him, to be honest. Much like his partner, the long ball stuff, aerial battle suited him, and I thought he withstood some of the stuff that Ashley Barnes was throwing at him really, really well. And I think in the end, Ashley Barnes was pissed off with it in the end. So yeah, I'll give him an 8 out of 10.
He's a little twat, by the way, Ashley Barnes. He really is. He's a little ferret. Can't stand a little
with him very well. No, he got 9 clears and he won 9 aerial duels. So Burn was definitely getting the better of him. Put in a couple of tackles as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Jamal Lascelles, Alex.
I know we don't give halves, but
no.
Part of me wants to give him a 6, but part of me, the happier half of me, will give him a 7.
What, you have a happy half tonight, do you?
Just needs
a little bit,
yeah.
So 6 clearances, 1 tackle, 1 block, 4 out of 5 aerial duels as well. He was, if I'm going to praise him, he was very good at tracking that run. When Joelinton came off, Dwight McNeil was doing that right wing run, and Jamal predicted that little low driven ball twice, and he managed to get in the way of it twice, which was the sort of thing we wouldn't have seen him do 6 months ago. So he's improved in parts. So that's, it's good stuff. But I can't give him any higher than a 7 because 63% passing accuracy. We needed somebody to be playing the ball because it just all went to Trippier and either Bruno to try and dictate a bit or Trippier. We needed more, and that's why we got bombarded because there was nobody to do that. We needed either a Shelvey or a Shah. We just didn't have anybody to relieve the pressure and be a bit more accurate, a bit more. We just needed it. So Lascelles, I can't give him any more than a 7. But
I think you can partially blame him for the goal as well because standing right in front of your goalkeeper was an absolutely ridiculous place to stand.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. I thought that as well.
Yeah, it should never have been a goal.
I don't know where he should have been standing, but
no,
probably not there.
Maybe approaching the ball, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It was similar to the Norwich goal, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Park.
Yeah, yep. Right, we're not gonna score Joelinton because obviously he wasn't on the pitch
10.
long enough. Well, we'll give him a 10 anyway. But
he's bad leg.
Yeah, for his bad leg, he wasn't on the pitch long enough. So we'll come to we'll come to Murphy in a moment. But Danielle, you can have Bruno.
I'm gonna give him a 9.
Right.
Because I thought he was great again, just great. He's just a class above in every single game. Just love him. He's everywhere all the time with his little blonde hair. Just amazing. Love him.
In stats as well. Class above in stats and vision.
Yeah, I don't do
Everything
stats.
is so clean statistically. He's brilliant.
Obviously,
that's where I rely on you, Alex.
Yeah. Remember that Danielle goes off the colour of hair as to our player ratings. Remember,
look, I go off what's in there. That's what I go off.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Wayne says your season changed when you beat us at Elland Road. Look forward to playing you next season. All the best. Yeah, it did. It did. To be fair,
I remember that review we did afterwards. We were buzzing.
Indeed. Ruvik225, thank you very much for your 250 Saudi Arabian Real. Is it Real? Yes, it's Real. Sorry. 250 Real. You deserve these performances, Newcastle fans, for what a season you've had from down to ups. Hope the future will be filled with trophies. Good luck to you all. Thank you very much, buddy, and thank you for your kind donation there. Really kind. Right, I'm going to Sean Longstaff, and he's getting a 9 from me. Not quite a 10, but he gets a 9. I thought he was fantastic today. And I'm really pleased. We can talk about Sean Longstaff, for a review show in a very positive light tonight and for the second game in a row. So very well done to Sean. You get a 9 as well. Billy Murphy.
I think it's a tough one to score. I thought his tracking back was pretty good. He did some really good things, some good crosses, some good passes. Mm-hmm. But it was generally on the periphery of things. So I can't really score him higher than a 6, to be honest.
A 6?
I mean, he was out of position, so it's not through no fault of his own. He was
no, this is true. And he was
there's a
bit of chaos about it because him and Miguel Almiron were kind of swapping, and sometimes you'd see Miggy playing as a cam, and then sometimes you see Murphy doing it. And
they were trying to mirror, weren't they? And it was sometimes it worked, sometimes they got a bit the wires crossed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Right, who are we going for next? Alex, you get Miggy Almiron.
7. Just go with a flat 7. Again, there's bits of his game that were really good, but there's bits of his game that were just so annoying to watch. Well done for not being offside 12,000 times today, Miggy. That's better. You understood the offside rule. Energy's better. Pressing's really good. I love watching goal. If you look at the goalkeepers' faces when Miggy's there, they're like, oh god, he's closer than I thought he was. He's so good at that press. The last few weeks, he's really good. But again, it's just this is the difference between him and Maxi. Is Maxi just chooses the wrong pass. Miggy just doesn't know it's there. That's the difference. I just don't think he's got it in his head necessarily.
Agreed.
He's so close. I'll give him a 7 because there were bits that were brilliant. His energy contributed to the goal. Helped keep them at bay, but yeah.
That's
And
fine.
stat-wise as well, one thing I really liked about his game today: 28 out of 29 passes. So he was concentrating a lot more, which he's been guilty of not doing in the past. So he was a lot cleaner with his on the ball, which was good from him.
Yeah, definitely. Danny, ASM.
I'll give him I'm going to give him
It's no good looking at faces to check. You
can see it, can't you? It's like she's battling with her head and her
No,
heart.
listen. This is like a trigger for me. ASM. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7.
A 7?
Yeah, I'm giving him a 7.
Okay.
Problem?
Fair enough. Not at all. That I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. But I'd probably say I'd probably go with a 7 as well. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, I thought. Do you know what? I felt a bit sorry for him when that idiot was like rubbing his head and that. I just thought, like deserved a punch right in the face. And to be fair, if it had been me, he would have got a punch right in the face. Like that's that. Wow. But I thought the pass was good for the goal. I just want him to do better. And by do better, I just want him to get the goal. I just want him to get the one goal that he needs to, his confidence to improve. That's what I want. I don't want him to fail. I don't want him to be sold. I don't want him to go somewhere else. I know what he brings to the team, and I do value him as a player. I just want him to kind of improve next season. But yeah, 7 from me.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Coach Austin, thank you for your £5 super chat. Another £5 after today's win and a great end to the season. Up the Toon. Thank you all for your hard work, guys. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for that. Right, I have Callum Wilson, and he gets. I've got to give him a 10. I've got to. He got 2 goals, for God's sake. You know what I mean? He was outstanding again. He really was outstanding. Look, the penalty, what I liked about him when he was about to take the penalty, he just kept his eye on the ball. He wasn't bothered about any commotion that Nick Pope was trying to cause or anything like that. Yeah, he just stepped up so calmly and put it to the other side of the goalkeeper. An absolutely beautiful penalty. The second goal, brilliant finish as well. Look, the way Maxi played it across to him, that's not an easy finish to put it in the corner, by the way, to open your foot out like that and make sure you guide it past where the goalkeeper is going to be. So an absolutely superb finish. So there you go. Just an incredible performance, I thought. And again, just showing what we've missed for quite a lot of the season. But like you've said many times, Alex, it's about the preseason now under Eddie is going to be very different. Fitness levels are going to be something else. And look, he can do really well. And somebody made the point to me earlier on, saying that the last season that Callum Wilson was at Bournemouth, he wasn't injured a lot. No, I haven't had a chance to check
36 appearances or something. He had a lot of appearances.
He played a lot. So it's not like, he was out. But listen, again, Eddie Howe will manage him well. I have no doubt about that. So, and if we can get another striker in, like an Eki Teki, I mean, look at that goal he scored yesterday. Brilliant finish. And he seems to have said his goodbye to the Rhein fans. So, we impressed with that, Alex.
He got 32 starts. 32 starts in his
there you go. Yeah, I thought much, yeah.
And 29 the previous season. So it's not like he was playing 15 games. He was playing.
But I think Eddie Howe will keep him fit next season. Just like you said, he'll train properly.
And we'll probably have a striker who is as good as him or better. So there's rotation there.
Yeah. So he gets a 10. The other substitutes, who were they? I'm trying to think.
We've done Murphy.
Yeah,
Richie Murphy
came on. Yeah, Chris Wood, Billy.
That's him. I don't actually remember him touching the ball, to be honest.
He didn't. I don't think he did.
I thought he had as much influence on the game as the referee did from a footballing point of view. I thought it was absolutely just a passenger. No mobility. He's not fit, but when he is fit, he's got no mobility. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give him a 4.
Okay. Listen, I agree. I don't think he's a very good player. I'm sorry, but people can come at me and say, "Oh, he's done this, he's done that." Bollocks. He's not good at all. We play with 10 men when he's on the pitch. He just does not influence a game of football. Alex, Richie.
I'll give him a 10, just based on
Oh, he's going
'Cause he's married,
sentimental,
G.
isn't he?
We'll
He's
be
going
nice.
sentimental.
Oh,
Because beyond, even despite what we'd say about his ability and his being moved out of position, the lad's got a lot of quality. He's got a lot of passion. It's passion and quality, and he cares as well. He's got a nasty left foot on him. He's good at set pieces. He was high in a lot of stats at the start of the season for chances created from open play. He's got a good left foot on him, and I hope he goes somewhere. I'm not really sure what his level is. I don't know. We'll see, but he's definitely still got a lot to offer somebody, and we'll probably see some really nice football from him somewhere. I want to see him in an attacking role as well, with a bit of maybe with an armband or with a bit more responsibility, because it'll be. I want to see him play football again because he's fun to watch. To be fair, so
Neil's asking when the transfer window opens. It's the 10th of June and closes at I think it's 11 p.m. on the 1st of September. So. It's open for a while, but you can guarantee that we will be linked with every footballer on the planet. It's who we'll pick out the best ones. Really, we'll pick out the ones that are looking like they're going to happen.
Well, we got a few good ones for tomorrow. There's a lot.
Yeah, we have
talk and things that have been happening. So,
transfer show with me and Alex tomorrow night at 8:00. The show goes on, as we say, and already we're talking about more transfers tomorrow night. Right, Eddie Howe, Danielle.
10.
Yeah, 10 from me. Billy?
Yeah, 10. Definitely 10.
Alex?
Yeah. He's not going to give it 10.
No, I've got to. I mean, I'm trying to think about who am I to say what he should have done differently. It's purely based on his formations and tactical changes and subs. What was he going to do? We didn't have any midfielders on the bench. Like,
I know.
They know a lot more than I do, and they did what they thought was right, and we won. So it was weird, but the game was a funny game. Like, it was 51% possession to Burnley, 49 to us, but we had twice as many. Twice as many tackles, twice as many interceptions, twice as many clears. So even though the possession was 50-50, we were having to slog. We were doing a lot more work defensively, and they.
Yeah.
It's their coaching as well that's got us through that, and 10.
Absolutely. Newcastle United fans, of course, 10. Josh 19, thank you for your £10 super chat. Really happy with the 11th after the start of the season we had. Let's see what happens in the summer. Exciting times. Indeed. Right, it's special awards time.
Oh, can I just bit about fans before you move on from fans? I loved the away fans singing about us and our players. So thank you for all the away fans, because I hate it when people are spiteful and sing about other. No, it's irrelevant. Happiness is happiness. So they all sung about Bruno and Joelinton and Eddie Howe, and that was great. They weren't rubbing it in Burnley's face and stuff. So
no,
well
they weren't.
That was
Burnley
amazing.
fans have said that. Lots of Burnley fans have commented that they didn't make fun of Burnley going down or anything like that. They just sang about the team, and they were cheering our team off, and obviously let Burnley, wave to their crowd without a horrible.
And for singing for Joelinton as well, because again, he's still only a lad in his mid-20s, so massive. If they could see Bone, that's probably a bit scary. So hearing his name and as he was being stretchered off, it's all these fans are so important what they do.
Yep. Billy, who's your special award going to this week?
I've thought about this long and hard, and we've thought about players that we might not see again in a Newcastle shirt. One we probably will see again, but may not be first choice next season. I thought, again, he had a very solid game. I'll give mine to Dubs. I thought he had a solid game, but probably ain't going to see him as much next season. I think they're looking to improve that position. But on the whole, I thought he had a good game. He's been a great servant for us. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Alex?
So stat award's going to go to Bruno because he's a long ball merchant. 5 out of 6 long balls in a game where I don't normally give it to Bruno, but in this case, nobody could hit any long balls today, and we're normally pretty good at that. That's what we're quite good at. Trippier was 2 out of 7. Lascelles 1 out of 7. Burn 1 out of 7. People couldn't hit any long balls to save their lives, whereas Bruno 5 out of 6. he's just a cut above the rest. Everything was perfect. 31 out of 36 passes as well. It's just his passing is just phenomenal. He's just an incredible player. So the stat awards for Bruno's passing today, we relied on it so much.
Yeah, cool. Danielle?
I'm giving my award to you three.
Whoa!
Yeah, so I'm giving it to you, Billy, because I think you've got such a big heart. I think when times are really tough and you face challenges, you're just dead resilient and you just power through. I think, honestly, I think you're such a lovely, lovely person, and it's lovely working with you. Alex, I give it to you because you always manage to change my mind every time I come on thinking something. Yes, yeah, the love of stats that you have just shine through. And you're such an valuable member of this team. Like, I love working with you. And obviously to the gaffer, my brother, for giving us the opportunity to be here, and for walking through this journey with us this season. Like, I'm not easy to work with. Like, I'm moody, I cry, like bad stuff happens quite a bit. So you all deserve a reward for putting up with me this season. Thank you very much to all three of you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. Well, seeing as the three of you have got awards. By the way, if anyone hasn't seen, I got a Sinclair Award eventually.
Where's mine?
I think he's working. Look, I've got no doubt Jason is working on yours. I love the way Jason put mine together. You know, there's been some laughs certainly down the months. It was funny seeing me reaction to the traffic going down to Burton for the friendly early at the start of the season, and obviously going through the toll. The £6.10 toll, which I've never been able to forget. Some really good laughs on the shows as well. So thank you, Jason, for putting that together, because it was a good trip down memory lane. But seeing as you guys have had from Danielle, I'm going to give it to the mods this week, because
well deserved.
Susan, Cesare, Julie, and Thomas behind the scenes on YouTube. Very difficult job keeping an eye on the chat, and over the months, as the channel has got bigger and obviously more comments come in, it's very, very difficult to moderate the chat and make sure that there's no abuse or any horrible stuff going on. And when it does, they're on top of it really quickly. And for them to do what they do is incredibly impressive. And they are a massive, massive part of this family. Obviously Susan is my family, but Danielle and you're all my family anyway, but you know what I mean. So it's just incredible. So they do an absolutely fantastic job, hard work, but for everybody to be part of the Toon Review family is absolutely incredible to me. The subscribers, the members, the viewers, everybody makes this channel what it is. Not just us four on the screen now, people behind the scenes, people who watch us, watch the recorded videos, watch the lives. Everybody is massively important to this channel. And us four love what we do because we love bringing you all the content. And the feedback we get is great from you guys to keep us going, keep us motivated, etc. It is incredible. It's been a hell of a ride, and it will just carry on. Me and Alex will be back tomorrow night. It's been a wonderful season. It's been, certainly since the takeover, it's been amazing to grow as a channel, grow as a fan base. But you guys out there, all the subscribers, viewers, you are what makes this channel what it is. And we couldn't be any more grateful to you guys out there for what you do and the comments, the laughs we all have. It is one big family, and that is what we intend to do going forward. Everybody is part of this channel, whether you're a viewer, a subscriber, a member, a host, a mod, whatever it is, you're all part of this amazing family. And thank you so much for tuning into us. But that is it for the review show tonight. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to stick a thumbs up on it and let YouTube know that there's something good going on this channel. Become a member by hitting the join button. Don't forget to hit notifications as well, so you know when we go live or we record. Thank you, you three. Thank you to everybody that's watched tonight. Thank you for all the super chats. You've been incredible. Thank you, the mods, again. Thank you, subscribers, viewers, everybody. Me and Alex will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the transfer show. Tuesday night, we will have probably the final fan forum of the season for a while, because there'll be other shows taking precedent after that. And then we'll have the review of the season coming up, which we will rate the players and coaching staff throughout for the whole season. Then we'll have our Toon Review annual awards, which should be a great laugh as well. So we'll let you know when that's going to be. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Me and Alex will see you tomorrow night. Take care. Be kind. Good night.
Away the lads.
Good night, everyone.